Hey guys, this is Makanor, and this is basically a bonus video for the night. Um, Sometimes I question how many kin types or theriotypes is too many kin types or theriotypes. And in my opinion, basically, it's anything over 5. Like, anything over 5, in my opinion, has got to be confusing, or at least kind of complex. To me, anything over 5 is complex, in my opinion. Identifying as more than 5 things, I don't see how somebody can do it. Like, I personally don't. I know there's some people that can, or some people that identify as like 6 to 20 something kin types or theriotypes, or separate identities, or just, but I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it. It just seems very complex and vexing to me. Two, I, two, I'm just gonna be like this. It's no surprise and it's no secret that the otherkin like being otherkin, or just when you're like newly awakened to being otherkin, that it's a process of elimination and inner reflection and questioning. Like, there's a lot of identifying as something, doing a lot of inner soul reflection or self-reflection and questioning, and figuring out that that's probably not that what you identified before was probably not really the closest thing to what you really are, and that you feel like you are something else. But 5, and like anything like 5 is even pushing it itself. That's my opinion. Like, 5 kin types or stereotypes in one person is really pushing it themselves. Because I personally believe, personally, now, I know it's not going to probably be for every other kin, or but personally I believe that there's always probably going to be one or two major kin types or identity. There's always going to be one or two major identities, and all the lesser ones you could go without. That's my opinion. All the lesser identities or kin type or stereotypes that you identify as, they all something you can go without, compared to the major one that you feel that you mostly identify with. Now, I'm saying this is my opinion because I know this is not for every. I know not every single other kin believes the same thing. I know every single other kin is not the same way, and everybody experiences being otherkin differently. But in my opinion, it's very taxing to have like 6 identities. That I just think, I just try to put myself in their shoes. I think it'd be extremely taxing to have that many identities, and you know to just experience those shifts. It's probably going to be a headache and emotional roller coaster, a mood roller coaster, behavioral roller coaster. It's got to be very taxing. But for me, it's always been a process of elimination, and I feel like when it comes to being newly awakened, if you're a newly awakened otherkin, the best thing you can do is research and educate yourself on the various creatures and animals and beings that have been historically documented in mythology, folklore, and historical accounts and whatever, because you might identify several different stereotypes and then find out there's a mythological creature that is several of those stereotypes all together. Like, it's just, there's always something out there. There's always whatever you think isn't out there, whatever you think you are, and you feel like there isn't something out there that describes you or fits you, is possibly already out there. Like, there's a saying, like, there's nothing new in this world. Everything just happens in a different way, but it's the same thing. And so I feel like the same thing goes for Otherkin. You know, you feel like there's this completely weird identity, but I can guarantee you probably like 8 times out of 10. 8 times out of 10, unless you're like fiction kin, or unless you're like a person that identifies as some fiction character, or you know, then 8 times out of 10, there is something in this world that's already been thought up of, already been documented, that describes whatever you identify as. This is Makanor. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.